Hello everyone, this is IS323Unit4Recording. The Unit 4 reading this week is Tutorial 6, Working with Tables and Columns. The Unit 4 discussion, the initial post is due Wednesday. Tables are one of the most useful page layout tools available to web designers. Discuss some ways tables can be used on a web page. Elaborate on other ways to achieve the same look and why tables would be better or worse for the same purpose. Find a website that uses tables effectively and share it with the class. Discuss why your example shows good design practices. Cite your sources using APA. Don't forget your in-text citation. You need 2 replies by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Include at least one open-ended question. The Unit 4 assignment is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. You're to complete the Japanese puzzle factory case, problem 2 from tutorial 6 of your text. So this is how it looks to start with on the left, and this is how it will look after you get done. So using your text editor, you're going to open the JP Sudoku text, HTML, and the CSS files. You're going to put your name in each, and then you're going to save them as HTML and CSS, leaving off the TXT. Go to the JP Sudoku HTML file in your editor and add a link. So you're going to add a link to the CSS file, the JPF Sudoku CSS file. Now there are already couple of links there, so you're going to add one. Within the section element, so in this section element, you're going to insert a table element. So this is the table element, and then it tells you to add, to give the table element the class name Puzzle. So this is how you do that. And then you're going to add a caption, and you're going to use the text Sudoku. So right after the class, you're going to have your caption. Next, you're going to create a table header. So this is the table header, and it's going to have a group containing a single row. The row should display 10 heading cells. The first heading cell should be blank, and the remaining 9 1 through 9. So this is the blank one, and then 1 through 9. And then you're going to create the table body. So in the body, you're going to have 9 table rows. So these are table rows, and you're going to have them A through I. And then, of course, the end of the body. Next, you're going to, after the table heading, the first, 4th, and 7th. So A is the first, D is the 4th, and G is the 7th. You're going to insert 3 table data cells spanning 3 rows. So here's our 3 rows, and 9 boxes. So we have 3 and 3 that are part of the Sudoku puzzle. So it's going to start with A is going to be green box, green box, gold box, green box. Then you're going to have in the D, for the D it's going to be gold box, green box, gold box, and for G the green box, gold box, green box. So if we look at this, you'll see A, this represents A, green, gold, green, D, gold, green, gold, and G, green, gold, green. Now, B and C, E and F, and H and I are just blank. So it's just, you're not doing anything with them. They're staying the same. So everything in this box, and this box, and that box represents A. So now you're going to create insert a nested table belonging to the subtable class. So this is subtable. So you're going to have a table row that represents each of these boxes. So for instance, this is blank. so we have a blank. This is blank, so we have a blank, and this is 4. Then after that, we have 3 blanks, and then after that, we have the 3, 5 blank. Now that all goes under the green. So if we go back, oops, sorry. Let's go to previous and previous. You'll see that we have green, so right at under this is where you put the subtable. So that's how that works. And then you do the next one. So this was the green, then we do the gold, and then the green. And then we have our B and C, because remember this is A, so we have B and C. Then we're going to have, again, we have our D, which last time we did D was the gold box. So under the gold box, then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to start with the subtable, and you're going to create the gold and the green and the gold. And then you'll have your E and F, and then you'll have your G that you already created, the green, the gold, and the green. And you're going to do the same thing. So each one will have a subtable. So then you're going to go to your CSS file, and you're going to go to Table, Style Section, and you're going to do the border, the margins, and the width. Then you're going to do for the TD, you're going to do the border and the width, and then for the TD, whoops, did I do that wrong? Oh, this one should be TH. So I did do that wrong. So let's end the show so I can show you. All right. Just opening that with Notepad. So it should be TH. Oh, here we go. So we had TA and I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, okay. This is the table styles. So you had TD and TH. And then let's go back. And then, where were we? The TH. So this is wrong. And then you have the inner styles, which is the table. So it's the inner table. Remember, we created a nested table. And then we have a subtable. And those are the things that you want to do for that. And then we had TD and TD. So that's where I messed up on the TH. So as I showed you in Notepad, this is the TH. So that's basically how you do the TH. So once you get through, your puzzle should look like the figure 650. Now for the midterm, it's due Sunday. You can only take it once. There are 35 questions, so you need to know the difference between a WAN and a LAN, page 4. HTML version 4.01 added support for style sheets to give web designers greater control over HTML layout and appearance. Know the generic grouping elements That's on page 27. Know the file extension for style sheets. I didn't find that in the book, but you should know what that is. Know the character set used for the alphabet of English characters. That's on HTML33. Know what linear structure is, Appendix E1. A user could change the font size assigned to paragraph heading text, set foreground and background colors, and specify whether or not to display inline images. Know the expression of an absolute path name. That's on page 61. Know what you need to create a hypertext link to a document on the internet, HTML57. If you want all of the links in your document to point to a new window, you can add the target attribute to a base element in the document's header. Know the protocol that's used to open a user's email client and address an email message. That's on 65. Know what measures the amount of space between words, page 125. Know what typeface has a small ornamentation appears at the tail end of each character. It's on 116. Know what placing the marker inside the block causes, page 138. The display type value treated as a block placed in line within another block is the inline block. WebKit, Mozilla, and Presto support similar extensions that mirror the CSS3 background size and background clip properties. The CSS round corner model also allows designers to create elongated or elliptical corners by specifying two values for the radius separated by a slash. An element placed with an absolute or relative positioning scrolls with the document content. Know the scroll overflow style. That's 241 figure 359. CSS supports the 16 basic color names. The frame attributes allows you to determine which sides of the table will have borders. The rules attribute specifies which parts of the inside borders that should be visible. Rules attribute, that's my in text. So a rules value of none will be as shown in the above figure on the left, while a rules value of full is shown on the right. So this is full and this is none. And you see it only has to do with the inner borders. So the frame attribute is what has to do with the outside borders. Table cells can contain any HTML elements, including headings, lists, inline images, and even other tables. A website is a collection of web pages and is stored on a web server. Know what text level elements are, page 29. Table columns cannot be marked with an HTML table element. Know what font pre-formatted text is displayed by the browser, that's HTML27. Know what a base element is useful for, page 62. Know what a protocol is, page 64. Web pages are structured documents in which elements are nested within other elements, forming a hierarchy of elements. Know what an RGB triplet is, page 98. Know what a parent element is, page 108. The internal guidelines are not affected by a table's border attribute. Only the external grid lines are changed. So those are my references. That's all I have for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.